Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently working away at getting our fleets up to scratch, as well as working on constructing a few megastructures. Now we're a bit negative on our energy credits and minerals right now. I would like to buy in, say, 20 minerals, as well as selling off somewhere around 100, honestly 150. Consumer goods should do the trick. Okay. And it looks like we do need a few exotic gases as well. That is, the exotic material that we have the most of, we'll just sell 10 of those. Okay. That should get our economy balanced. Fantastic. And I'm actually thinking about moving this fleet up to Tadaska. Mostly because I feel like the Hirans aren't really using the L-Gate anymore. Do they even have access to the L-Gate? Technically, yes, they do. In this singularity. Regardless, I think we're fine. I don't think it's a problem. So we'll go ahead and do that. That will be fine, and we are going to go up here, see if there's anything that needs to happen. This factory world needs jobs. Sure. And what was the world that we were actually building our energy credits on? Yeah, this one. I want to upgrade our energy nexus and our food processing centers here. Anything else we want to upgrade here? Not really, but that'll be fine. Now, we probably want to make some world into a trade world if we really want to get some energy credits. Maybe we can do some trade after we've finished off all of our industrial districts in a world like this. That's something we can probably do. At any rate, we do need to consider it's 2420 and the endgame crisis should be coming up fairly soon. So that's definitely going to be a thing. Speaking of a thing, this has 35 destroyers. Well, that's a waste of alloys. It's only supposed to have 20. For some reason, the reinforced fleet button can do really weird things sometimes. I did not mean to move 17. Move these two out, deselect this fleet, group these back together, take this fleet. We will disband that fleet, and the Titan will then be able to fill out to 200. Okay. That's what we want there. We also would like the first fleet to get reinforced, but we're not in a rush on that one because we really, really want to finish up the Mega Shipyard construction site and build our Science Nexus. So that'll be great. And also moving this fleet up to Tadaska puts it much closer to a gateway so that it can react if we need to here in a little while for, I don't know, these guys attacking over here or something. They're kind of far away, but if we have a need for them to react to anything, then they're going to be in a better position for that. So that will be fine. And we'll finish up that Federation Titan here in just a little bit. How many days is that going to be? Oh, there's our Mega Shipyard construction site. That's great. Let's get ourselves our Science Nexus site upgrading. Wonderful. And our construction ship is, of course, going to come down over here in order to grab this 5 society research. So that'll be fine, too. Now, the Mega Shipyard construction site, that we can't get going because we can only do one mega structure at a time. Is there an Ascension perk to be able to do more? There might be. It seems like there was a way. Yeah, megastructure build speed and megastructure build capacity. We can get that in 18 months. That's going to be very, very helpful for us. So we're going to take the Great Game to finish off the Supremacy tree, and then that will get us that megastructure construction perk. That'll be very, very helpful for us. Both doubling the build speed, or increasing it by 50% rather, as well as getting us the ability to do 2 at once. Both of those are a huge deal for us, and we're absolutely going to take that. Anything else we need to do up over this way? No, not currently. We might want to think about reinforcing the first fleet here, though. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. We need somewhere to put those alloys, after all. We're negative on minerals again. I'm going to bump this up to, like, by a 50. Galactic power surge. Oh my. Okay. So this is the start to the endgame crisis. Instruments across the Ethiopian Empire have suddenly picked up a subspace power surge of massive proportions, coming from somewhere within our galaxy. Our scientists are struggling to come up with an explanation for this event. Nothing of its like has ever been recorded. The exact origin point of this sudden power surge has yet to be identified, but we are still in the process of analyzing the available data. Okay. Now, I happen to know what crisis this is. And technically, there are actions that I should take at this time. Now, we don't know where it's going to be, although it's going to be in Neshmet. It's going to be in Neshmet. Okay, this is a problem. This is a problem. We have to take those actions I was talking about right now. Okay. So, endgame crisis is spawning behind our front lines. Now, I happen to know that this is the one where they have shields, but not hull. We can actually go in here and see that right now. You can see they have shields and no hull. Now, I believe they're using energy siphons for their weapons, if I remember correctly, or something very similar to energy siphons. So if we go into our ship designer, we actually want, if we look at energy siphons here, they do damage to shields, but minus 75% armor damage. So we want to refit everything to do either shield bypass, like these phaser disruptors already do, or, and in fact, I want to switch these over to interceptors, or we want to be able to hit their shields hard with things like a Gauss cannon or an auto cannon. Auto cannons might actually be better here. 6.52, 4.43. If we had higher ranked autocannons, I would think that autocannons would be better. But let me pull up a calculator here. I need to do a little math. So we've got 6.52. This is way off on a different screen. Let me move that over. There we go. So we've got 6.52 from the small Gauss cannon. But we've got 4.43 from the autocannon. So 4.43. And we need to multiply that by 1.25. 5.5375. That is still slightly less than the Gauss cannons. Okay, that's good to know. So we're going to run Gauss cannons here to be able to bypass their shields. We could also run energy siphons. That'd be 6.92 against their shields. I think we're better off running Gauss cannons here against their hull. What is their ratio of shield to hull? We should be able to see that here. That's their hull points there. I don't think we can actually see their ratio of shield to hull. Okay. Regardless, we know that they have no armor. We know that they have no armor. So I think what we run here is regenerative hull tissue, since we're maxed on our evasion. We could run crystal-infused plating if we wanted, but the large neutronium armor is more hit points, and they should be weak against armor, not hull points. So we'll save the Megacampaign-class corvette. Next, destroyers. I think we drop the picket ship stern for right now, and we run an interceptor stern. And we run just Gauss cannons. Straight down the line. Oh, dark matter reactors. Right. We should run dark matter reactors. Okay. Something like that. So we wanted interceptor ship sterns, Gauss cannons straight down the line for dealing with their shields and hull. That said, cutting lasers do a lot of hull damage, but we're not worried about that. There's also plasma cannons, but they don't do bypass of shields. That would not be good here, since they rely very heavily on shields. We might want to have these guys go to, like, a line. Range of 50. Line would be good, I think. We drop our hyper shields. And we max out that neutronium armor for right now. And then, do we run advanced afterburners? That gives us almost a 5% evasion chance. I think that's better in this case than the regenerative hull tissue. Okay, cruisers. This is going to remain largely the same, except we're dropping the lasers and going for the Gauss cannons. Remember, lasers are bad against shields. They're good against armor. These guys have no armor. They have shields and hull. So we're going to run Gauss cannons. We're also running kinetic artillery, which is good against shields and hull. So that's fantastic. We're very happy about that. We're going to run dark matter reactors. We are going to run... We're on line combat computers right now. Our minimum range, or rather our maximum range, is 75 here, our shortest range. So we probably do want to remain on line computers. We drop our shields, we drop our shield capacitors. And we run neutronium armor in all of these slots. I think we run... How much does this give us? 1.9% with advanced afterburners. I'm not sure that's worthwhile. Auxiliary fire control, though? That might be worthwhile. Chance to hit going up. More damage output. Let's do it. Battleships. Same thing. We want to run, honestly, kinetic artillery in every slot we can. Can we run kinetic artillery in some of these cruiser slots? We could go to an artillery core and run into additional kinetic artillery. That's probably worthwhile. So we'll run something like this, I think. Okay. And then this will do. We definitely want this to be sitting at artillery range. This is a range of 120. So yeah, that'll be fine. As far as the Titan goes, unfortunately, we don't have anything better against shields than the Perdition Beam. It's only minus 25%, so that's not that bad, and it is plus 25% versus hull. But we're definitely going to run pure kinetic artillery on this thing. And that's a range of 120, so staying at artillery range will be fine. We drop our hyper shields for sure. And we run just those neutronium armors. Yeah, we don't have anything other than the Titan bow. So I think we do have the nanobot clouds. Let's run 2 auxiliary fire controls, and perhaps a advanced afterburner is probably not going to do much. 0.8% evasion. I think we run 3 auxiliary fire controls for that increased chance to hit. Okay. Now, our menacing designs. We're probably going to need these. We're going to run Gauss cannons in both of these slots. Not autocannons, Gauss cannons. Dark matter reactors. These guys will swarm. Yes, that is fine. Auxiliary fire control and neutronium armor, that looks good. For menacing destroyers, we're going to run not multi-roll, but rather artillery. These are going to run kinetic artilleries and Gauss cannons. Those Gauss cannons have a maximum range of 50, so we'll tell them to sit at line range. That's perfect. And we only have 39% evasion here. 42.5, okay. We definitely want neutronium armor. We're running pure armor right now because I believe they're using energy siphons. If I'm wrong about that, problems could ensue. But this is my belief at this moment. I shouldn't have done that. I lost all of that progress. Okay. Kinetic artillery and Gauss cannons, as I said. And then we're running neutronium armor. And then let's run just the auxiliary fire control. Okay. Defense platforms are already on kinetic artillery batteries, so that's fine. Now we need to do our Federation ships. We're going to do basically the same thing. We are swapping over to an interceptor here, and Stormfire autocannons for the Federation ships? Yes. Somebody in our Federation researched this. We did not. Auxiliary fire control here will be fine. And of course, we're running pure armor, dark matter reactors, and these have a range of 30. Picket tactics would be ideal for that. Okay, 85.7% evasion. Sure. For destroyers, we are definitely running a gunship bow, and I'd like to run an interceptor ship stern. We're going to run Gauss cannons in this slot and Stormfire autocannons in all of the others. And then we max out that neutronium armor, obviously. And we're going to run auxiliary fire control as well for the Savannah class. Okay. For the Patroclus class, Gauss cannons in all of these slots. Line combat computer, that should be a fine range. Neutronium armor. No shield capacitors. Instead, auxiliary fire controls. As far as the regenerative hull tissue goes, we're mostly relying on the Titans to do that for us. So we just want to output as much damage as possible here. I'm going to run pure kinetic artillery on this because that is good against shields and hull. Okay. So there's all that done. The third fleet needs to immediately begin upgrading. That's expensive. The first fleet needs to immediately begin upgrading. That's also very expensive. Okay. The second fleet begins upgrading. Also very expensive. The fourth fleet begins upgrading. We're going to be short on alloys here. So here's the plan. We're going to dump a bunch of these and get a bunch of energy credits. Not dumping more than, like, down to 10k. Okay. Now we're going to buy in alloys. It's not efficient. But there we go. I'm also going to dump a bunch of consumer goods. And yeah, we have the alloy price maxed right now. I'm aware of this. We're going to need all the alloys we can get. This is going to be rough. This is going to be really, really rough. Let's get those upgrades underway. We're going to need them. We're gonna need them. We don't know what kind of strength these have, except we can go in here and see 559,000. That's absurd, right? Like, that's completely absurd. 559,000. Okay.
Construction complete.
We completed a research station. Great. Unfortunately, that doesn't really help us right now. This is going to be rough. Yeah, they're the Unbidden. I want to look it up, actually. Let's see here. Unbidden. I'm pretty sure they use something along the lines of energy siphons. So I'm checking here. Okay, weapons. Unbidden. Okay. Extra dimensional ships. Yeah, they've got the shields. Blah, blah, blah. They do have unique weapons. Okay. Yeah, they use matter disintegrators. Ah, they use matter disintegrators. I'm dumb. Okay. In that case, we need to not do this. We need to change this. Matter disintegrators are kind of the opposite of what we need. Or armor, rather, for if they're using matter disintegrators, are the opposite of what we need. Okay, so for matter disintegrators, they are anti-armor and anti-hull. So we actually want to be using heavy shields. Now, we're still correct on our weapons. That is 100% correct. But we want to be going into heavy shields here. Now, we're going to need to do an advanced reactor booster here in order to get ourselves some shields. Okay. So our destroyers, they're going to get shields as well. We're going to run into some power issues on a lot of these, I think, but we're fine here. For the cruisers, we're going to drop these as well. Hyper shields. I knew it was something along those lines. I thought it was energy siphons, but nope, I was incorrect. So we're going to run an advanced reactor booster here, and we're going to need another one here. Okay. So that's 2920 shields, and for our battleships here, this one didn't save, interestingly. So we're going to put in our hyper shields here. We, of course, need more power. We can put in a dark matter reactor. Did we not put in a dark matter reactor for these? No, we did. Okay. So a dark matter reactor here. We do still need... This is on the cruiser? Yeah, we do still need this advanced reactor booster, so that'll be fine. For the battleship, we go to a dark matter reactor there, and we put in our hyper shields, and this is completely fine. Okay, and then for the Titan, we swap these all around, of course. And we want to go hyper shields here as much as possible. Oh, this is fine. Honestly, I'd like to do additional shield capacitors here as well. That gives us 13,000 points of shielding on this Titan. That's great. The menacing corvettes, of course, we're also going to run hyper shields on. There we go. And then we're going to need like a reactor booster here and then a shield capacitor. Because we can't do that, unfortunately. There we go. And then the menacing destroyers will do the same. Hyper shields over here. Drop these. We might be able to fit in a shield capacitor here. We can't fit in a second one, but maybe an auxiliary fire control. Yes, that would work. Defense platforms, we're going to drop the armor here and put in the shields. We will, of course, need some advanced reactor boosters here, or dark matter reactors. Okay, so an advanced reactor booster and a shield capacitor. There we go. Okay, so that's those. Now for the Federation ships, we need to rework those. I'm glad I looked it up because this would be very, very problematic otherwise. We are going to need a reactor booster here. Just barely, but we'll need one. For the destroyers, let's see what we need here in terms of power. Hyper shields go in. There we go. And we're doing fine over here. I'm going to run a shield capacitor. I want longevity in these fights, not raw damage output. So there we go. And we are going to do hyper shields here. Let's see how our power is looking. Minus 95. So I think we can get away with an advanced reactor booster here, but maybe no shield reactor or shield capacitor here. Oh, we do get a shield capacitor. That's very nice. Okay. Hyper shields in these locations. We don't have a dark matter reactor here. So we can do that and shield capacitors. Wonderful. And then for the Titan here, apparently this didn't get changed. Okay. The Gauss cannons will go in. We'll get the dark matter reactor. We'll get hyper shields over here. And that's great. I'm happy with that. Okay, let's go through and make sure all of those got saved. Yes. And let's make sure that all of these got saved as well. Yes. Okay. We're not worried about the ion cannons. We're not building those at this time. Now, we're going to tell all of our fleets, I'm going to do something like this. We're going to tell all of our fleets to stop. Actually, we'll do this way. All of you stop. Okay. Now we're going to pursue upgrades. These upgrades are actually much cheaper, and that's a really, really, really good thing. So we'll get those going. Any remaining alloys immediately go into reinforcing this fleet. Like so. And with that, it's time to put a cut in here, and next episode, we're going to have to try to deal with the Unbidden. It's not going to go well, I think, but we'll see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.